Before you scroll, pause for 1 second and feel this. Someone has been holding your energy in their heart far more deeply than you know. This is not a passing thought, not a random crush, not a moment that disappears by tomorrow. There is a younger person around you, or coming closer to you, whose feelings have been growing in silence, and the signs are already there if you are willing to notice them. Stay with me, because the deeper reason behind this connection may surprise you. You did not find these words by accident. Something in you felt a pull, and that pull matters. Maybe you have sensed a strange warmth lately. Maybe one person's attention has felt different, softer, more focused, more real. Maybe you tried to ignore it because it seemed unlikely, or because part of you has learned not to expect love to arrive in unexpected ways. But what if your heart was not imagining it? What if your spirit noticed the truth before your mind was ready to accept it? Listen closely, because this message may explain what has been quietly building around you. Someone younger than you has developed feelings that are sincere, steady, and stronger than they look on the surface. And the more they try to understand it, the more your presence stays with them. You may doubt this at first. That is normal. Maybe you have looked at your life and told yourself that this kind of attention belongs to another season, another version of you, another chapter that has already passed. Maybe you have wondered what someone younger could really see in you. Maybe you have carried old pain for so long that being chosen feels harder to believe than being overlooked. But those thoughts are not the full truth about you. They are only echoes from disappointment, from lonely nights, from moments when love seemed late or silent. The truth is much kinder. Your presence has weight. Your energy leaves a mark. There is something in you that people feel before they can explain it with words. You carry lessons that cost you something. You carry strength that came from healing. You carry softness that survived hard seasons. And to a younger heart, that becomes unforgettable. They do not see you the way fear sees you. They do not focus on your doubts. They notice your calm. They notice the way you listen. They notice the steadiness in your eyes, the warmth in your voice, the way you make people feel safe without even trying. This is one of the reasons they cannot stop thinking about you. And stay with me, because the next reason goes even deeper. This younger person feels something rare when they are near you. Peace, real peace. The world around them may feel noisy, rushed, demanding, and confusing. Their days may be full of pressure, mixed signals, and emotional fatigue. They may be surrounded by people who talk a lot but say very little that feels true. Then they come near you, and something changes. The noise gets quieter. Their breathing slows down. Their mind settles. They feel less scattered. They feel seen. That is not a small thing. In a restless world, peace feels like love before love even speaks its name. You may not even realize you are giving this gift. You may think you are simply being yourself, simply speaking gently, simply showing care, simply offering attention. But to someone who has felt overlooked, rushed, or misunderstood, your presence feels like shelter. It feels solid. It feels safe. It feels dependable. And that kind of feeling can become deeply attractive. This is not only about romance in a shallow sense, it is about emotional relief. It is about finally meeting someone whose energy feels like home. They may not have the perfect words for it yet, but their heart understands it clearly. Around you, they feel both calmer and more alive. And once a person feels that combination, it becomes very hard to forget. You may have already seen small clues, even if you brush them aside. Maybe they hold your gaze a little longer than usual. Maybe their voice softens when they speak to you. Maybe they find reasons to stay near you, to help you, to ask one more question, to continue a conversation that could have ended earlier. Maybe they remember little things you said days or weeks ago, details you barely remember sharing. That matters. People remember what touches them. People return to what stirs them. And this person keeps returning to you, in thought, in feeling, and in quiet attention. They may check for your reaction when they speak. They may look for signs that you are comfortable with them. They may seem unusually thoughtful around you, as if your opinion matters more than they want to admit. These are not random moments. These are traces of emotional investment. If this is speaking to your situation, stay with me, because the first big reason this younger person is falling for you is your steadiness. You have learned not to react to everything. You have learned that not every emotion needs to become chaos. You have learned the value of patience. That kind of balance is deeply attractive to someone who is still finding their way through uncertainty. They look at you and feel what stability looks like in human form. And in a world full of quick attention and weak intention, that kind of strength feels magnetic. The second reason is just as powerful. You make them feel valued, not in a loud way, not in a dramatic way, in a real way. When they speak, you listen. When they share something small, you do not treat it as small. You ask about their life. You notice their mood. You respond with care. These may seem like normal things to you, but many people move through life starving for that kind of simple emotional respect. Many people are used to being interrupted, judged, compared, or ignored. So when they meet someone who truly pays attention, it can touch them far more deeply than expected. This younger person feels stronger around you because you do not shrink them. You do not make them perform for your approval. You do not treat them like they are invisible. Instead, they feel more confident, more interesting, more understood. That feeling can open the heart quickly. It can make affection grow in silence until it becomes impossible to hide. And there is more. They are not only drawn to the way you treat them, they are drawn to the way you carry life itself, the way you speak after hardship, the way your kindness feels earned, not fake, the way your wisdom does not need to announce itself. All of this gives your presence depth, and depth creates attachment. Keep listening, because the third reason may be the one that changes how you see this whole connection. The third reason is your essence, not just your appearance, not just your words, your essence, the full mix of your energy, your history, your humor, your tenderness, your scars, your patience, your silence, your smile, your mind, your story. It is everything that makes you you, and this younger person feels it strongly. They may admire how you look, yes, but that is not where it stops. They are drawn to the soul inside the image, the meaning inside the moment, the person behind the surface. They feel something timeless in you, something that does not belong to age, trends, or passing seasons. It is in the way you laugh. It is in the way you tell a story. It is in the way you handle difficulty without losing your humanity. It is in the softness in your eyes and the strength in your silence. They may have tried to explain their feelings logically. They may have told themselves it is only admiration, only curiosity, only temporary. But every time they try to step away from the feeling, it returns stronger. Why? Because real connection does not always begin in logic. It begins in recognition, soul recognition. The sense that someone feels familiar in a way the mind cannot fully measure. And when that happens, people stop counting small differences and start noticing deeper truth. Do not let fear convince you that age alone makes this wrong, impossible, or meaningless. Age can matter in practical ways, yes, and wisdom should always guide the heart. But not every difference is a danger, and not every unexpected bond is a mistake. Sometimes different life stages create balance rather than conflict. You may offer depth, calm, perspective, and emotional grounding. They may bring freshness, hope, movement, and a renewed sense of possibility. You remind them to slow down. They remind you to feel alive again. You offer wisdom. They offer spark. You offer steadiness. They offer momentum. Together there can be a natural exchange that helps both people grow. This does not mean you rush. It does not mean you throw away boundaries. It means you stay open enough to notice what is real before fear talks you out of it. And that part matters. Because many beautiful things are blocked not by fate, but by the belief that we do not deserve them. If you have been telling yourself that love should only arrive in a certain form, through a certain kind of person, at a certain age, in a certain perfect condition, you may miss the gift standing quietly in front of you. Stay present here. Because what comes next is important. Openness does not mean recklessness. It means honesty with yourself about what you feel. You can stay open to this connection while still protecting your peace. You can explore gently. You can move slowly. You can let conversations breathe without forcing the future. That is often where real bonds grow best. This younger person may already sense hesitation in you. They may feel your caution. They may worry that you see them as too young, too inexperienced, or too uncertain. That fear may be the reason they hold back, even while their feelings keep deepening. But energy speaks before words do. If you soften a little, they will feel it. If you become more relaxed around them, they will notice. If you stop pushing away every tender moment just because it scares you, the whole connection may begin to unfold more naturally. And this is where many people get in their own way. They overthink every glance, every pause, every message, every silence. They pull away before anything has a chance to grow. They protect themselves so hard that they also block what could heal them. Do not do that too quickly. Let the moment reveal itself. Let the truth show its own shape. You do not need to force love, but you also do not need to fear it simply because it arrived in an unexpected package. If your intentions are sincere and your heart is clear, then gentleness is enough for now. And yes, there is still more to understand. This younger person is curious about your life in a way that goes beyond attraction. They want your stories. They want your thoughts. They want to know what shaped you. They are interested in your past, your victories, your struggles, and the quiet battles you survived when nobody was watching. To them, your history is not heavy baggage. It is proof of your depth. It is evidence of your strength. Every chapter you survived made you more real, and that reality pulls them closer. In a world where so much is shallow, depth feels beautiful. In a time when many connections fade quickly, your inner world feels worth discovering. They do not want only your smile. They want your mind. They do not want only your attention. They want your truth. They do not want only surface chemistry. They want meaning. And that is why this bond can feel deeper than expected from the very beginning. There is a healing that happens when someone truly wants to know who you are, not just what you look like or what you can provide. There is something powerful about being listened to with real interest. It reminds you that your life matters. It reminds you that your story is not too much. It reminds you that being fully seen is still possible. And if this is touching something in you, keep listening, because the emotional gift in this connection may be even greater than the romance. One of the quiet miracles of love is that it helps us see ourselves again. Life can harden our self-image. Criticism can distort it. Rejection can shrink it. Disappointment can make us forget our own beauty. Over time, you may have learned to look at yourself through tired eyes. You may notice what changed, what faded, what hurt, what was lost. But when someone new looks at you with admiration, something begins to shift. Their attention becomes a mirror, and in that mirror you may start remembering your value. This younger person sees beauty that you have overlooked. They see strength you treat like something ordinary. They see grace in the parts of yourself you stopped celebrating long ago. They may not say all of this directly at first, but they feel it. They are touched by your maturity, by your heart, by your face, by your resilience, by the life that shaped you. You are not beautiful despite your age. You are beautiful with your age fully included. The years did not erase your worth. They added texture to it. They added story. They added soul. The lines in your face, the changes in your body, the seriousness in your gaze, the kindness in your patience, all of it tells the truth that you have lived, endured, learned, and remained open enough to still feel. That is not less attractive. To the right person, it is more. You may still worry about balance. You may wonder if becoming close to someone younger creates an uneven dynamic. Those thoughts do not make you cold. They show integrity. They show care. They show that you do not want to misuse affection or confuse need with love. That caution is honorable. But respect also means trusting another adult to know their own heart. If this person is choosing with clarity, if your intentions are honest, and if your connection is grounded in care rather than control, then fear does not need to write the entire story. The most important thing is sincerity. The most important thing is emotional truth. The most important thing is that both people feel safe, respected, and free. If that is present, then what you are feeling deserves thoughtful attention rather than instant rejection. You are still the author of what happens next. Nothing here demands that you rush toward a future you are not ready for, but it may invite you to stop rejecting tenderness before it even has a chance to speak. And listen carefully here, because this part matters. Sometimes the heart recognizes a blessing before the mind gives permission for it. Sometimes life sends comfort in a form you did not plan for. Sometimes being loved well begins with allowing the possibility that love has not forgotten your address. There is also something this younger person brings into your life that you may not have noticed yet. They awaken energy in you that may have gone quiet. Around them, you may feel lighter, more curious, more present, more aware of beauty again. You may laugh more easily. You may care more about small moments. You may feel a subtle return of hope. That is not childish. That is life coming back into motion. Their enthusiasm can stir parts of you that routine and disappointment tried to put to sleep. Their freshness can remind you that your story is still moving. Their belief in possibility can soften the old belief that nothing new can happen now, and in return, your grounded nature can steady them. Your wisdom can guide without controlling. Your emotional depth can give them something rare in a world that often celebrates speed over sincerity. This is why such connections can feel so balanced when they are healthy. Each person brings what the other has been missing. Each person reflects a forgotten gift back to the other, and when that happens, the bond feels alive, not perfect, not fantasy, alive. That is why this connection may stay on your mind even when you try to dismiss it. There is meaning inside it. There is movement inside it. There is something here worth noticing before fear turns it into silence. If you have been seeing repeating signs, unusual timing, strong eye contact, sudden emotion, or a sense that one person keeps showing up around you in gentle but clear ways, do not ignore it too quickly. Not every sign is a promise, but some are invitations to pay attention. Watch how they respond when you walk into the room. Watch how they brighten when you speak. Watch whether they remember what matters to you. Watch whether they find safe ways to stay close without pushing too hard. Real interest has a rhythm. It repeats. It returns. It reveals itself through consistency. This person may be thinking about you early in the morning and late at night. They may replay your words in their mind. They may smile when your name appears. They may imagine what it would be like to know you more deeply, to spend more time with you, to be chosen by you in return. These are not loud signs, but they are powerful ones. And if your own heart feels a quiet yes, do not punish it for speaking. Joy carries wisdom too. Excitement can be a form of truth. Not every strong feeling should be acted on immediately, but neither should every strong feeling be denied. Let yourself be honest. Let yourself notice. Let yourself admit that being wanted, admired, and emotionally understood still matters to you, because it does. There is no shame in wanting tenderness. There is no weakness in wanting to be adored. There is no mistake in longing to be seen clearly after years of carrying your life with quiet strength. You deserve affection that feels genuine. You deserve attention that does not feel forced. You deserve a connection where your soul is welcomed, not managed. And this younger person may be offering exactly that kind of energy. They may not yet have said everything out loud, but their heart is already leaning in your direction. They are not only drawn to your beauty, they are drawn to the way you make life feel more meaningful. They feel that being near you matters. They feel that talking to you matters. They feel that your approval matters. And for someone to care in that way is not a small thing. It is the beginning of something. It may grow into friendship, romance, deep emotional support, or a turning point that changes how both of you see love. You do not need to define it too early. Just let it be real. Let it unfold one honest moment at a time. Let conversations deepen. Let trust build. Let fear calm down enough for truth to breathe. Because love does not grow well inside panic. It grows in space, in patience, in presence, and in sincerity. So if this message feels close to your life, take it as a gentle reminder, not a command. Remain open, remain aware, remain kind to yourself. If someone younger is carrying sincere feelings for you, you do not have to respond with shame, confusion, or automatic rejection. You can meet the moment with wisdom. You can hold boundaries and still hold warmth. You can protect your heart without closing every door. You can trust your intuition enough to notice what is happening without forcing the outcome. And maybe that is the real invitation here, to stop deciding that love must look one certain way in order to be worthy, to stop telling yourself that your season for passion, closeness, and emotional renewal is over, to stop rejecting the very medicine your heart has been quietly asking for. You are still deeply lovable. You are still magnetic in ways you may not fully understand. You are still capable of being chosen, desired, respected, and cherished. Let that truth settle into you. Let it replace the old story that said your best days of love are behind you. They are not. Something new may be entering softly, with honest eyes and a younger heart, carrying feelings that are real, deep, and still growing. And if you feel this in your spirit, carry this knowing with you today. You are not forgotten. Love has not passed you by. Your worth did not expire with time. The right connection does not measure you by fear, by age, or by the doubts you learned in lonely seasons. It feels the truth of who you are. It recognizes your depth. It sees your softness. It values your story. Somewhere near you, a younger heart may already be smiling at the thought of you, already feeling nervous in your presence, already hoping for a little more closeness, a little more time, a little more courage. If that is true for you, do not rush, but do not run either. Stay present, stay wise, stay open enough for reality to reveal itself. And if this message reached you at the right time, let it remind you of one simple thing. You are still allowed to step into love. You are still allowed to be surprised by goodness. You are still allowed to receive affection in a form you did not expect. Let that possibility live in your heart today. Let it soften the old walls. Let it brighten your energy, and let it guide you gently toward whatever truth is waiting to unfold between you and the person who has been loving you in silence.